My stepfather said I'd never be his real son, so I made sure he'd never be my real father. I was 12 when my mom married him, and from day one he made it crystal clear that I was just baggage that came with the woman he wanted. Every family dinner felt like a battlefield where I was fighting for scraps of acceptance that never came. He'd praise his biological kids for the smallest achievements while my straight A's went unnoticed, hanging on the fridge for exactly 2 days before mysteriously disappearing. The man had this way of making me feel invisible in my own home, like I was some kind of temporary guest who'd overstayed his welcome. When his friends came over for weekend barbecues, he'd introduce his other kids with pride and then gesture vaguely in my direction, mumbling something about my mom's boy. The sting of those moments burned deeper than any physical pain I'd ever experienced, leaving scars that would take years to heal. My bedroom was in the basement, supposedly because I was the oldest and needed privacy, but really because it kept me out of sight when company visited. Down there in the dark, I'd listen to the laughter upstairs and wonder what I'd done wrong to deserve being treated like a stranger in what was supposed to be my family. The concrete walls felt like they were closing in on me, and I'd spend hours staring at the ceiling, planning my escape from this emotional prison. High school brought new challenges when he refused to attend my graduation, claiming he had to work even though I knew he'd taken the day off. My mom made excuses for him, saying he was just stressed about money, but I saw through her desperate attempts to keep the peace. The empty chair where a father figure should have been sitting haunted me for years, a physical reminder of my second-class status in his world. During those teenage years, his biological children would casually mention family vacations I was never invited to, trips to amusement parks that happened while I was supposedly at summer camp. The realization that these weren't coincidences, but deliberate exclusions cut deeper than any harsh words ever could. I'd pretend not to care, but inside, I was building walls around my heart that would take decades to tear down. College applications became a nightmare when he refused to provide financial information for my aid forms, insisting that since I wasn't really his responsibility, I could figure it out myself. My mom secretly helped me navigate the paperwork, but the damage was done. I knew exactly where I stood in his priorities. The scholarship I eventually earned felt hollow, because the person who should have been proudest wasn't even aware I'd received it. Working two jobs while studying full-time nearly broke me, but I was determined to prove I could succeed without his support or approval. Late nights in the library became my sanctuary, where academic achievements finally felt meaningful because they were entirely my own. The exhaustion was overwhelming, but every good grade felt like a small victory against the man who'd written me off as worthless. My coworkers at the campus bookstore would talk about their families with such warmth and pride, and I'd nod along while dying inside, knowing I had no similar story.